Yeah, what up, beautiful souls in the human condition? We're reading in the Kabbalah. It's 11 pages in a day. Let's go. It says here, in this subterranean mode, he occupied himself entirely with the contemplation of the sublime Kabbalah and was constantly visited by Prophet Elias, who disclosed to him some of his secrets which were still concealed from the theosophical rabbi. Here too, his disciples resorted to be initiated by their master into these divine mysteries. And here, Simon ben Joshai expired with this heavenly doctrine in his mouth, whilst discoursing on it with his disciples. Scarcely had his spirit departed, when a dazzling light filled the cavern, so that no one could look at the rabbi, whilst a burning fire appeared outside, forming as it were a sentinel at the entrance of the cave, and denying admittance to neighbors. It was not till the light inside and the fire outside had disappeared that the disciples perceived that the lamp of Israel was extinguished. As they were preparing for his obsequies, a voice was heard from heaven, saying, "Come ye to the marriage of Simon b. Josiah. He is entering into peace, and shall rest in his chamber." A flame preceded the coffin, which seemed enveloped by and burning like fire. And when the remains were deposited into the tomb, another voice was heard from heaven, saying, "This is he who caused the earth to quake, and the kingdom to shake." His son and his secretary, as well as his disciples, then collated R. Simon b. Josiah's treatise, and set out the composed celebrated work called Sohar, or Splendor, which is the grand storehouse of Kabbalism. From what has been said, it will be seen that the followers of these secret doctrines claim for it a pre-Adamite existence, and maintains that, ever since the creation of the first man, it has been received uninterruptedly from the hands of the patriarchs and the prophets. It is for this reason that it is called Kabbalah, which primarily denotes reception, and then a doctrine received by oral tradition. The Kabbalah is also called by some secret wisdom, because it was only handed down by tradition through the initiated, and is indicated in the Hebrew scriptures by signs which are hidden and unintelligible to those who have not been instructed in its mysteries. From the initial letters of its name, this theosophic system is also denominated grace. Vague and indefinite as this name may seem to the uninitiated, inasmuch as it conveys no idea whatever of the peculiar doctrine of the system, but simply indicates the manner in which they have been transmitted. It is nevertheless the classical soul knowledge appellation of this theosophy. The difference between the word Kabbalah and the cognate term Masora, from transmit, or means transmit, which denotes the traditionally transmitted versions or various readings of the Hebrew scriptures, is that the former expresses the act of receiving, which is the technical sense, and could only be on the part of one who has reached a certain period of life, as well as a certain state of sanctity, implying also a degree of secrecy, whilst the latter signifies the act of giving over or surrendering without permitting any peculiar age, state of holiness, or degree of secrecy. The name, therefore, tells us no more than that this theosophy has been received traditionally. Alright? So, we're going to take a pause for the cause right there, y'all. And we're going to say it's getting good. And we're going to say thank you for joining us. Like real shit. This is 11 pages in a day. And I want to admonish you and say thank you for being on this way. You know, it is one life, one song. It's one love. And it is all that we do for each other because we're all interconnected. And this Kabbalah is something that needs to be heard. It needs to be read and it needs to be understood, just as all the others have. So let's go then. Alright? I'm going to see you on the next track, baby. Stay well, stay whole. I'm going to get at you. You already know.